Hey legends, it's Banger from Ultimate Golf Caddy, back with another tutorial video. This time it's just more of a tip for you guys, particularly useful for those of us, me included, that do not like using Pegasus. Now for me, the reason I don't like using Pegasus is that it really lacks ball guide. Great club with a lot of backspin and distance. However, it's really hard to use when you're trying to line up those really finer details with your ball guide. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick tip that you can use when you're really close to Bigfoot max. So in this case, I'm right up against Bigfoot max, and unless I release some backspin, I can't use it in this setting. And this is one of those really fast greens where a lightning rod shot isn't going to help me out. So what I'm going to do is show you how you can use Bigfoot and Pegasus together to get a really good understanding or a really good view of what the Pegasus shot's going to look like. Now, the reason you can do this with Bigfoot and Pegasus is that they have very similar physical characteristics, with the big one being the same amount of backspin. So what I'm going to do here is set my shot up and start having a look at the hole with Bigfoot, and then I'm going to go and play the Pegasus. So let's go and do that now. So before I do that, just to show you, see I'm right up against Bigfoot max, right on the cup there. And there's no way I'm going to be able to pull roughly 3 rings when I get to my adjustment requirement. So what I'm going to do is set up my shot in the spot that I think it needs to be. So I straighten my ball guide, happy with that. Apply my backspin. Now, all right, so I've got take a little bit of backspin off. So we've got a 1.5 ring rollout. So I know with a headwind like this, I want to be at about 1.7 rings. So I'm a touch too close there. Tiny little bit less backspin, just to make sure I'm right at that 1.5 ring rollout mark. All right, so now what I'm going to do, so I'm happy with where that shot sits. Now what I'm going to do is switch to Pegasus. And I'm going to go and do my ring count with Pegasus. So that's 10 rings. So let's say 11.4 rings. So I go back and so that's 11.4 rings there. I'm just going to switch back to my Bigfoot and do the final bit of adjusting. So we need to be back a little bit more. See, if I had to use the Pegasus, I wouldn't have seen that change in the distance with my counting there. So I go back to my Bigfoot. That looks pretty good to me. I've got a slight uphill pull here, so it'll roll forward a tiny bit. Just going to take off a little bit more backspin. All right, that looks good. Go and line my shot up. So I'm pulling uphill, but as you can see, it angles down horizontally. So I still want it to be aiming just at the right edge of the cup. All right, so we can switch back to Pegasus now. Go into our calculations. So 11.4 rings, 3.2 mile an hour wind. I'm just going to quickly check the elevation. Not enough for me to change my adjustment value. So 3.25 rings. edges of my increment ruler right on the outside of that white ring. Looks pretty good. All right, so 3.25. Happy with that. Let's see how I go. So that's pretty damn close. I probably should have released a little bit more backspin, but that's a great tip that you guys can use when you're right on that Bigfoot max line. Stay with your Bigfoot, do all your adjustments, set your shot up, and then go ahead and switch to your Pegasus. Do your ring count, so you're counting back up to max and then back down to your landing position, so you can use that count in Caddy to get the right number, and then go ahead and take your shot. And that's going to get you a lot closer than you would be with a lot of Pegasus shots. Hope this helps, guys. Good luck out there. Until next time, cheers.